time for a game of disappearing Poyos.
Kirby's.
That too.
Disappearing Poyos.
Yeah, for those wondering, this video was titled Dark Star, so I had to. It's Care Bears. Moving on.
Oh.
Sir, I would like to correct you. His name is Dark Heart, not Star.
Close enough. I'm drunk. I'm not drunk actually. I'm just drunk on. I'm drunk on positivity.
Close enough.
Wait a minute.
Now that we got our final crystal shard, we actually are prompted to have another bout with the Miracle Matter, which thankfully you're not going to have to see all of, because, it's still the same battle that you all know and hate.
Ow. Same song and dance.
Yeah, it's like, we're drunk on positivity because these girls are a practical kegger of it.
Okay.
Well, that's kind of anticlimactic.
Strawberry.
Just a tomato.
Yay, nasty tomato.
Yay.
So with that said, we got all the crystal shards. Now let's see how the outcome changes.
Whoa.
And I assume the reason why you had to avoid the crystals is that it is possible to get this ending right from the get-go.
Yes.
Without. Okay. Whoa.
Whoa.
She just
Oh,
blast dark matter.
Wow, that didn't take long at all. But
Like,
wait,
was Kirby just praying there for a sec? Oh, not Kirby, DDD.
no.
Oh boy.
The Fairy Queen.
Queenie, you had some of that darkness in you too,
Oh, noise.
and it's trying to escape with its life intact.
Go after it.
Oh no, wait, it's expanding.
Oh.
Oh boy.
It's having a last-ditch effort. It's going to destroy the.
Oh, Kirby had a
What?
cell phone.
Hello, DoorDash. I'd like to make an order.
Warp Star on the go.
Actually, it's like, wait, oh man, oh boy. I just imagine it'd be like DD's like, man, I really need to switch providers.
Yeah, really.
You forgot the chocolate.
So I guess that's where Amazing Mirror Star from. Oh boy, here we
Oh
go.
my god.
So we have a whole other level, huh?
In
Yep.
quotes, because Dark Star, I mean, it looks pretty menacing, but in reality, it's really just a little. It's just a little obstacle course that lasts all about like 30 seconds.
Yeah, basically,
fair,
it's just like a little area to get you prepped up.
It looks neat.
Thank you,
hey,
Wallaby.
Wallaby.
It's definitely a change from everything else we've seen. Hey, Adeline. Why
One
not?
up.
We're gonna need that one up.
A part of me does feel like there was more planned for this level, but I guess they were stripped of time, so they had to settle on just a little bit of land, and then DD pops you right up to the final battle of the game alongside Ribbon.
Here we go.
And now for the real final boss of the game, 02.
Hello,
Zero,
02.
but again.
It's like, what am I fighting for again?
It's O2.
So yeah, so for those who had never seen a Kirby game before this game, he was a boss from Kirby Dream Land 3.
Yep, Dreamland 3. That was his first appearance, and he has come back as a wrathful angel.
That doesn't
Yeah.
seem to be hurting him.
Actually,
Well, the thing is, for this fight in particular, you actually have to aim at his eye, and I mean, yeah, it doesn't look like it's hurting him that much. I mean, granted, it looks like he's bleeding out a bit, but otherwise, that is technically one of his weak spots. So once you shoot it for long enough, he'll change positions, and now his band-aid up top is exposed.
Oh.
And then this is exposed, and that's his weak spot. So hit it for all it's worth and avoid all the, whatever that is.
the
Weird
fumes.
purple gunk.
Purple?
It's not purple, it's
Green.
green.
I'm sorry.
Green, it's
I
like-
was thinking.
Color
You know what it is?
blind?
The word
you
that
know what?
the word that went into my head was poison, like poison
You
cloud.
know
that
what?
I
Like,
thought.
Yeah.
okay.
Well,
Logan?
green is the negative of purple, so.
Actually, what I was thinking, like, can Logan not distinguish colors when he's drunk?
Shush. I'm so goddamn happy. I can't help it.
Dude.
So,
Dude.
I am so
by the
proud
way,
of...
is it natural for a demon to be bleeding both red and green at the same time?
Actually, it's
I
like,
think I get that, okay.
like, your response to that, Logan, I am so proud of you, I can shit!
I love that. It's probably not- But all in all, how do you feel about this final boss, James?
I mean, I like it. It's not exactly... It's not what I would outright call the most in-depth of final bosses, but it does leave a bit of an impact just from its visuals alone.
Stop shooting at my devil damn
Certainly makes an impression.
Oh, no kidding. I mean, a lot of... Like, this is often considered one of the more unsettling of final bosses in the Kirby franchise, just for the sheer imagery of it.
Ugh.
Oh boy.
Yeah, just the sheer
Never more.
imagery. Its eye looks like it's entirely bloodshot.
Oh no, and it was back in the original game, or Dreamland 3, I should say.
And on top of blood,
Careful.
Is it weird, though, that I still think that the original form of Zero is a little creepier than this? Just because it's a lot bigger, for one, and secondly, once it's practically close to dead, its red eye just pops out in a bloody fashion.
Oh, it does. No, and it looks a lot more like blood in that game.
Really?
Yeah.
I will say,
my
like,
God.
you say that about him being bigger. To be fair, we don't know how far away we are from him, so for all we know, he could be much bigger.
That's
wait.
fair.
Or that, what if he pulled like an Andros thing?
Wait,
Oh, too late.
That's the thing about being a wrathful angel. You lose a little bit of weight and mass and death.
And we did it.
That's it. That's pretty much. That is it. We have completely annihilated the dark
Man, yeah.
matter. Yeah.
Yay, we did it!
You know what? Like, I must have been like, trying to think of the word. Like, Planet Robobot and to an extent Star Allies must have really toughened me up because I was really expecting a second phase of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got trophies. Thank you.
Crystal
A
medals
kiss.
of honor and a kiss.
I think I'm in love.
Oh,
Freeze frame.
I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm so loopy and hyper.
It's okay.
Again, we brought it up in the last part. You took meds. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is for reals this time. That is it for Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards, and all the pictures from the previous credits are colored up.
Yay.
I like them.
Me too.
You know, I had a lot of fun with this. What did you think, James?
I enjoyed my time with it. I mean, I think I've already brought up once before that this was literally my very first Kirby game, so there's a bit of nostalgic bias involved with this playthrough, and I mean, I will definitely agree that it hasn't aged the best compared to other Kirby games, but I think just from its presentation alone, I think it's still worth some sort of mention.
Oh, definitely.
I mean,
I think it's
honestly,
one of the
honestly,
better
this
ones.
game and to a certain extent, Kirby Street Dream Lane 3, they have this sort of, you know, feel to them that no other Kirby game has been able to successfully replicate,
Yeah.
which I think makes them all the more special.
There's a little detail I just noticed. She was wearing a kimono this whole time, and I didn't notice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strong DDD.
DDD in action.
But yeah, go ahead, James.
Nah, that's pretty much it.
All right. I'd say that yeah, this was my main. This was my big introduction to Kirby since I wasn't really into the Super Nintendo as much as I was the N64 when it came out, and still love the puffball. What about you, Gui? I know this is another big one for you.
Oh yeah, this was a big one for me. This was the game that got me thinking about game design. Because it was
nice.
it was super easy for me to understand and pick up.
Sir,
So-
your eye's bleeding.
Sorry.
You might want.
For
to clean
dry
that
red
up.
eyes. Anyway, yeah. I haven't really wanted to touch any other Kirby game besides this one just because it was that important to me.
I mean, honestly, I think that's giving the Kirby series a little too little credit, because I do think
Yeah.
like later games do definitely improve upon certain things that 64 established. Especially you should have seen how much stupid fun we had with freaking Return to Dreamland.
Yeah, honestly,
Oh, I
like,
bet.
honestly, it's like Return to Dreamland. It's like not to. I guess I could use this as a segue to my thoughts on. It's like I think 64 is perfectly fine as is. Like, I get why people have such like a massive grip onto it. Maybe it's because I had other Kirby games as my gateway, you know, like Superstar and whatnot. Maybe it's because I had those games as my gateway into it and played some of the later games. But honestly, when I went back to 64 after hearing how people made such like a massive fuss over it, like, I wasn't disappointed, but I don't think it left quite as big of an impact on me personally as games like Superstar or even Return to Dreamland did.
I guess that's fair, though. I guess that's also because when you really stop and think about it, they do have a much different feel from other Kirby games. If you're much more familiar with this kinds of stuff that's, you know, more modern, or heck, some of the stuff that, you know, was pretty much full on Sakurai projects, then yeah, these will feel very much like they feel like an acquired taste.
Kind of.
Oh, what was that Project K64? Was that just the credits again?
Yeah, I think that was just the credits.
Okay.
But yeah, all I was gonna say is that like I know you mentioned that like your love for this kind of makes you like refuse to touch any other Kirby games, but I honestly do agree with James. Like, Kirby just as a series, I think is relatively solid, and
Oh, I
like
know.
aside from like maybe one or two spin-offs, like I can't think of like any objectively bad game. Like, I think they all have a pretty fun experience in and of themselves for different reasons. Like, I think especially like some of the later ones, like Robobot in particular, was a wild ride.
Real quick,
Yeah.
Ooh.
I was going to say, speaking of which, a quick moment of silence for the now defunct Nintendo 3DS system.
I still have mine.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, as of recently, Nintendo have announced that they're no longer going to be supporting the system.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this?
Oh, that's right.
Minigames.
Pretty much Kirby tradition is that
I played the shit out of these.
Just that little pause.
Me too, honestly.
So yeah, typical Kirby tradition. They sprinkled in a couple of sub games on top of the regular main experience, and I think this is the first time where you can actually play them. Well, actually, no, it's not the first time you can play them with friends, but yeah, you want to make sure to get the whole gang on board. But yeah, this is the first time you can actually play it with up to 4 players.
Interesting.
So the first minigame up to bat is a simple game of hop, skip, and jump.
So it's like hopscotch.
Yeah.
Exactly. Watch out for the water puddles and the occasional hazards like random tree frogs that are within your path.
Yeah, don't be like me who's stepped on every puddle and jumped on every frog.
Yeah.
I just
Oh, there are
pressed,
the frogs.
I just pressed the A button like mad, like I'm gonna get there first. It doesn't work.
It does not work.
Gotta know when to push what button.
I want to ask, before we move on to one of the other girls, it sounded like Allie was kind of, wanting to, add on to the statement me and James are making about the other Kirby games.
Yeah, I was saying I'm not saying all the other games are bad. I don't think they're bad. I just haven't had an interest in picking them up.
Well, all we were saying is that, at some point, it probably wouldn't hurt for you to try them out at some point. Because, honestly, that's the thing with Kirby. It's unless it's, a straight-up sequel or continuation of something, each one does offer, its own really unique style and feel to it, which I don't think, any other series really has that kind of flair that Kirby does in that regard.
Right.
Ooh, this one's my favorite.
Damn it, game.
Damn
Want
it,
to have all
game.
4 people on it at once. I do
Alright,
miss that a line in terms of having as a main party character before Star Allies.
Yeah.
Me too.
So I guess, Jordan, did you want to go next?
Sure. So, my experience with this game, I honestly had a lot of fun with it. I remember my brother playing it when we were kids, and then, once he played it, I tried it out for myself, especially the mini games. I think it's cute. I love the story. The graphics are pretty cool. And overall, yeah, I just really enjoyed this game, and I would go back and visit it any time. So, thanks for having me for this.
Of
No
course.
problem.
Sealy, what about you?
I liked it.
Considering this is literally your first full experience with Kirby 64, what did you think of it overall?
Yes, it is. It was cute, and if I ever get an opportunity, I'd like to play it myself.
Nintendo, we're just saying, you have 3D All-Stars. Let's get some Kirby All-Stars and stuff.
Yeah, give it to us.
Actually, I'm
why
thinking,
not? Hell, you already have a Dream Collection. Why not just port that to the Switch?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, apparently you were using emulators for your All-Stars.
Yes, but continue, Hype.
well, she did kind of partly partly touch on that, but it's you've proven that you've mastered, or at least have a competent feel in terms of GameCube emulation. You no longer have any excuses. Give us an Air Rider port, devil damn it.
Oh shit! And the trees are air ride ports, you say? No. Well, here's what I say to that rubbish.
Too much fruit. Gotta shake it all off.
Do the different fruit actually have any different values to them?
They do.
No, they don't. They don't.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, okay. Well, they're just looking.
Yeah,
silly.
no, they're just there.
30 fruit.
Look at how grumpy they look. Yay!
Kirby's gonna be eating plenty tonight.
Would have thunk it.
Okay.
You know what
But how come-
I never appreciated about this? It's a small thing, but just everyone reacts the same way no matter what no matter what place they fall in.
You're making Kirby cry.
Doing it.
You're making
I
Kirby
just
cry.
want everybody to play.
So it's no one feels bad for being in last place or what have you.
Oh, I
No.
love this game.
You know what?
Oh, go ahead, Hype.
I was about to say, making Kirby cry. Maybe that's what we can use. Anytime you commit adultery, you make a Kirby cry.
I was gonna say, but yeah, I was gonna say,
Don't
James, what was
commit
that audio
adultery.
taken from?
Don't do it.
I'm trying to remember where that
Kirby.
particular Kirby track was from.
Ooh.
Oh, that was a close
Yeah, I
one.
love this. Yeah, I love this game. It's a really.
I
cool
want to
battle.
say it was from Smash Brothers, but I could
It's
be
like
wrong.
a battle royale
Could be.
in a way. Am I using
on.
that right?
About as right as you can.
Yep.
So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very last sub-game of Kirby 64. This is often considered one of the better ones, just for how
Oh no!
well, there's plenty of skill to this one if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's fun,
But
honestly.
I would honestly compare it to basically like a Kirby-esque kind of Bomberman situation.
It kind of feels like that, yeah.
He's down.
Oh shit!
Get off of there!
Oh,
Get off of
shit.
there!
Getting down to the wire.
Down to you and Adeline.
You're trapped, and now you shall take the plunge.
Wow, all the way down to
You know what,
Lava
now that
Lava Island.
You know what? Now that I think
Last
about it,
man
you make that
standing.
you make that comparison. Yeah, I'm kind of Kirby would actually wouldn't be all that unfitting in a Bomberman game.
He really wouldn't be. I mean, heck, just plaster his face on Bomberman's cubish head, and it'd be perfect.
There you go, you 100%ed it.
Yep. On that note, folks, that's pretty much it for our commentary of Kirby 64. It's been pretty much a year in the making.
Oh, and look, everyone's actually facing the camera this time.
We finally
Yay!
Actually, shit, now that I look at the raw date, it's almost been 2 years.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this thing's been on the back burner for a while, but you want to know something else that's been on the back burner for way too long?
Lots of other stuff.
Kirby Star Allies.
That too.
So, now that we can finally say, for the most part, I mean, hell, there are still parts of me that are tempted to do the 3DS games first, but no, I already committed to, like, it's been recorded for way too long. Now we can now that we know fully the Dark Matter storyline up until this point, including every other big 3D game, I think that kind of is it. It's time at last.
And it's time for Logan to clean up his palette a bit.
Clear up the dust.
You know, there's
You gonna be okay, Logan?
Just a lot of dust.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, till next time, everybody.
bye-bye.
Bye bye.